this is how you water down shit so it don't be watered down. You fucking get whatever it is you trying to get, then you use it the way you know to use it. Then you check to see if you're using it correctly. That's not watering it down, but you're getting the chance to use it and make mistakes if you're going to make some mistakes. And it clarifies you, whereas watering shit down makes you avoid making mistakes.
You wanna end yourselves. You're depressed, you're sad, you're lonely, and then here's the key of their drug they laying on you. What do y'all say? How do I get my girl back? How do I get the relationship back? You don't want her back. You want the feeling she gave you because you couldn't give it to yourself. And that's why all these things are going wrong with a lot of you guys, based off the fact that y'all ain't learning the motherfucking game the way you should be.
You learn so much at SW. For instance, we cover things like timing and flow. Without those two things clicking, you will never catch that woman you after. Timing has to do with how fast or how slow your conversation is coming out your mouth. And flow has to do with how you phrase your statements, so the words will flow clearly from your mouth. It's imperative that you have a spiel that introduces or brings the conversation in.
Regardless of what the woman says, or it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, because he sees himself as a prize. And gentlemen, if you don't see yourself as a prize, you will always run behind women. You will always run behind pussy. It's just the rule of the game, dog. It's just how it is. But what I'm saying to all you guys out there that's important, guys, again, is that the thing is that you have to have some kind of a composure in yourself and a belief in yourself that most of you guys just don't have. The man, or what I tell you, the villain, the guy that gets the woman to want to fuck him and want to be with him, he understands that the real allure and magnetism, again, is not trying to bombard somebody, as I was telling you guys before. It is all about the element of his appeal that he has and holds to himself.
You can if you want to, but I wouldn't just start hitting on the bitch. No, I got 4 or 5 things of interest to me that I'm going to say to her, and her interest with these things is going to tell me if I should talk to this bitch or not. I got a plan for everything. I have a plan for everything. So if you don't, you better get with it. You got to have these initial lines, and you got to be able to spin them smoothly. I teach my students to expect to win. In anything you're doing, expect to goddamn win. If it's about eating breakfast with some partners, still, I ain't trying to be the first one finished, but I'm expecting to win at that. I don't really know anything that I would do that I wouldn't expect to win. And I always do, because I'm expecting no more than what I can do.
Your reality versus the reality we're trying to put you into are worlds apart. Okay? There is no failure in my world. I keep telling you, y'all don't fail. You never fail in your new reality. But when you have an expectation of pussy and you don't get what you want, you see it as a failure because you labeled it as failing.
this pimpin', I was born for the game. Gold on my wrist, got a queen in my frame. All gas, no brakes, I'ma ride till I'm gone. I love this pimpin', baby, sing my song. Yeah, it's that real game. Lace up them boots, slide in them heels. Let's talk that talk, walk that walk. Hey, baby, know what time it is. I'm Rosebud, smooth, and have a slick back. Give me my money and get your butt back on the track.
All right, what's up, bud? Oh, let me get the music right. Let me get the music right. There we go. There we go. Yeah. What's going on, bud? What's good with you, man?
Hey, what's happening with you, man? Everything's good with me.
It's Monday, man. It's we are in this joint.
Hey, time to start another week, huh?
And tell me about it, dog. Tell me about it, guys. What is going on? We are here with my dog Rosebud. We're here talking about 10 suitable sounds that a relationship is doomed by a lot of guys, but they just don't know how to read the signs, man.
They really don't, Dean. I mean, the signs are clearly there. They calling me. They call and they ask me, stuff that is clearly obvious, but they just don't get it.
No, they don't get it, and that's the thing that we're going to be talking about today. But it's amazing that when you look at a lot of young men out here, sometimes they get around a woman, sometimes they talk to a woman or something like that, and then all of a sudden, she shows them things, and one-word messages, not really talking to them, showing them distance, and they just can't read the room, but they just don't know how to read the room, man.
Well, the thing that be lost is that emotional connection. The first casualty to a relationship is the connections, the intimate connection and the emotional connection. Both suffer. The emotional connection seems like happens after the intimacy is gone or leaving. But so what I'm saying, it's a sure sign that your relationship is coming to an end when you feel that loss of the emotional connection or emotional intimacy.
Yeah, let's talk about the emotional disconnection. And guys, if you guys have a question, y'all can put a queue. Y'all lines are open if y'all want to call in as well. So emotional disconnection, I think, is one of the most important ones because that's how the woman is going to connect to you anyway. If she's not actually feeling you and things like that, you know what I mean? She's not feeling you. Things just go, I don't know. It's crazy to me, man. It's like I want that emotional connection over everything because that's the thing that's going to drive her behavior. But what say you on that, man? Let's talk on that, man.
I want the emotional connection too, man. But what emotional connection is that the little times that you might come in the room and see there, and you just have something to say nice, and don't have to be nice, but you just have something cheery to say, and you say it, and she responds, and you guys have a little chuckle, blah blah blah. That connection, that closeness, or that being together is really a big deal to this woman. I mean, it's not more than the physical, but it's just as strong as the physical connection.
Well, yeah. Well, I really believe that when a woman is not connected to you, she's just going to move away. I mean, women thrive. They love the connection, but they love the connection with a man. And if she's not feeling it, she checks out. And the moment she checks out, bud, she's putting a sale sign. She's putting a not for sale sign. She's looking. She's like, "Hey, now open, now serving."
And the thing is, they don't necessarily be looking for. Well, they do be looking for that particular man, and how they find him is through connecting with him.
Yes.
Different things, paintings. They like the same kind of paintings, art, whatever. They like car shows. They go do stuff like that, and it's not something forced. Oh, I got to take wifey out or baby. I know it's something that you plan on doing, and it's like if it's about cars, you both would be in a car club if that's the case.
Yeah.
It's some shit that you can do together. You start losing those things.
Yeah, she doesn't feel safe to express herself anymore, bud. She hesitates to open up. But she doesn't, they just don't talk to you anymore. Like a lot of these young men, I guess, a lot of young men, I won't say young men. You think about people that talk about, the complaint is, they tell men not to get married nowadays, but they say, but wait, before I say this, we don't tell people to get married. We don't tell people not to. That's not our place to do that.
That's not part of our conversation.
That's not part of our conversation. But the thing is at the end of the day, a lot of these guys complain like, marriages don't work out, relationships don't work out, but you're not reading the room. They're so caught up on her body, but they're not looking at how she's moving. When a woman is, bud, you know how it is when a woman's messing with you, they're going to be all up under you. They'll be all up under you, talking to you. And when they start to pull back and you can't read that room, she's going to recognize that you can't recognize that, look, you have a chance to save this. But if you're not going to save this, I'm just going to move on.
Well, the thing is, if the connection is gone, there is nothing that's keeping you together. Sex is not enough. It's enough for the moment. But see, sex ain't gonna just keep you together.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
You gotta have that connection. And you gotta be able, you gotta know what things are. The emotional connection is one thing. Emotional intimacy, that's another thing. Now, without knowing what these things are, how can you improve on it if you need to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead, talk on it, brother.
You got to know what they are. So I believe anything that makes us connect, like art or music or shows, even movies, those kind of things are important to develop in the beginning. Not that you got to intentionally do this stuff, but you do got to think of things that you can do to see if it's a connection. You don't know if she like eating sushi. You don't know what she likes until you discover it, and that's how you connect. That's what makes the connection emotional, because without it, she feels lost.
Yeah, because go ahead. No, please continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then you got the emotional intimacy. The intimacy is the touching and the soft words.
Yes.
And the kiss on the cheek, and the escorting her wherever you're going, being the gentleman, all that stuff. That's the intimacy. Intimacy is not necessarily sex, but it makes the sex better if you can be intimate.
Yeah, that to me is a thread that really connects us. You know what I mean? And this is what separates what we do, bud, versus what the average guy won't do. Because a lack of emotional intimacy doesn't always show up dramatically. Okay, you want to be able to make her feel, because that's what I always do. But at the end of the day, feeling is so important, because if she's not feeling it, there's never going to be any intimacy. Because I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of guys get things wrong, because they want sex so bad and they want to sleep with women so bad. They're not creating any kind of a connection where the woman feels, okay, not only safe, but sexy, feeling like, they're what?
Not creating any atmosphere.
None.
They do not understand that if you cannot create the atmosphere in your mind, you can't create it physically. You got to be able to mentally see shit, and especially when you want to be romantic, especially when you want to have this intimate dinner. You go out to eat all the time, but the most intimate dinner is the one you have at home. Not everyday dinner, but it's a particular day you're gonna have this dinner. And you and her, you know what I'm saying, sit up and get the meal, or she hook or whoever gonna cook, get the meal ready, and you guys are preparing for this dinner like you going out. But that's very romantic, man. And a lot of people don't realize little things like that is what make her get intimate.
Yeah, yeah. They people wonder, okay, how do I get sex fast, right? But they don't understand that when you can make a woman open herself up, where she's vulnerable and she's honest with you, and she can start to tell you, you know, because women want, okay, women, you see, I think, but where guys go wrong, they want women to think like them. They want women to have this kind of caveman attitude where, you know, hug, I just, hey, take your clothes off and give me some of that dick. You know what I mean? But yeah, they love the person that is laid back enough where they can talk about their fears, their insecurities, their dreams, and parts of their past that they don't want to share. You know, it's about being real. It's about letting that person know who you are. And see, with Bud, the way we are is that they love to share, you know, Bud, you know, this scares me, or, you know, I've never felt this way before, and nobody ever told me these things before. And these are the things that when she recognizes, Bud, that if I can't talk to you about what's going on with me, then what the hell am I doing here? What am I doing here? If you're, and listen, hey, the thing a lot of these Bud, and it is not knocking you guys, it's just a lot of young men, Bud, are unattentive, very bad lovers, very bad, because they think a good lover is someone that can poke a hole.
But they think a good lover is soft.
Yeah.
And they want to portray hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm like this, man. I do not want my girl, if that's the case, feeling like she has to make her own thoughts.
Yes.
As far as make herself feel sexy, make herself feel wanted, make herself feel appreciated. No, I even say that shit. You know, girl, you know I appreciate you, don't you? They love to hear that, man. Not that I be lying, but you know, right after she do something that you do appreciate, you got to acknowledge it.
Yeah, I agree on that, Bud. And another thing, Bud, I want to talk about. You always talk about this the most when people call in. And guys, lines are open if you want to call in. You got a question, please put a queue. But you always talk about active listening.
Yeah,
you know, you gotta. It's a thing that you just don't hear what she's saying. You just got to understand where she's coming from. You know, active listening means putting your phone down, locking in with the eyes, being in the present moment. It's things that a lot of guys just don't do. But again, one of the big problems is that they always complain. Wait, we have a question right here. Let me grab this question, guys. And if y'all got a question, go ahead and put a queue. Lines are open. This guy says, I've been getting a lot of women's numbers lately, and I haven't called them yet. Does that mean my game is improving, sir?
No. It mean all you asking for is a number. And all you care about is appearing that you getting that women. Because if you was wondering if your hand was improving, you would have called them goddamn women. What the fuck would you get the numbers for and not call? That does not make any sense, Dean.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. I think what this young man is doing, number one, you don't have any game, so you're not improving. Matter of fact, I feel like you're regressing. It goes to show you that you don't even like yourself. Why are you begging women for numbers? Why can't you give them your number, number one? But the thing is what is the reason of getting a woman's information if you don't know what to do next? Do you see what I'm saying? See, listen to what he's saying. He gets something, but he hasn't called. So, you know, women will call that chicken shit. You know what I mean? But people like that.
Women would think you ain't got nothing going. You're a chump.
Yeah, you a chump, dog.
Yeah, you a chump, man. And the thing is, if he cared about improving, which he don't,
Not at all.
care about looking like he improved to want to improve, or having something to say that make him sound like he want to improve. Because any person, I remember when we was kids, man, getting the number was a big thing, but you had to call it. You had to call that number. You might have called it when one of your buddies was at your house and you just wanted to show off or whatever. You had to call it, because there is no sense in getting the number and not calling. Why didn't call in, you think, man? Because he can't explain that stupid shit.
Well, again, a lot of these guys get it all twisted. They think because they can go up to a woman and say hello or something like that, they think they're doing something. But you remember what I always say, Bud, just like in Beverly Hills or something, you know, where they don't have the price tags in some stores. If you got to ask, you can't afford it. So, young man, if you got to ask, you're not in the game. You're not even you're not even a part of the game. You don't even get the G in the word game, because
you don't get none of those.
You don't get any of that stuff, because Bud, this is the thing. This might get your foot in the door, but when a woman recognizes you're not him, because they're gonna recognize you have, again, Bud, a lot of men have a hard time admitting that they're scared of women. A lot of these guys out there have a hard time admitting they don't know how to do anything with women. So kind of like we were even talking right now, he will never go anywhere with a woman except buying her a bunch of dinners, kissing her ass, and begging her for her time. He's just not that guy.
If it's an amusement park near him, he'll take her there so they can anything else can get her attention, but he don't want it.
Yeah,
he's not trying to get her attention.
He's not at all.
People like him, they be around their particular date without even really being there.
Right, not in the present moment. The actor that we talking about, Bud. The listen, he will get around a woman, and this is why they have the interviewing questions, Bud. They don't know how to make statements. They don't know how to make a statement that will turn into intimacy, or turn into turning her on, or turn into that one turn where she's like, well, you know what? I'm not sure about John. You know, I'm Mr. Dixon here. I'm not sure about him. But now that I'm talking to him, this motherfucker has so much depth and range that, damn, I was about to let go of something that, man, I'm fucking up.
And see, that's how you supposed to think, man. You supposed to, when you sitting down talking, you supposed to be thinking all that shit, not through being afraid, through exploring, so you can have something to say. These guys are scared to look at what's really going on so that they can have a conversation. They just really don't want to do nothing but have sex, man. I mean, I can't be mad at them. I used to be like that before.
But there's nothing wrong with having, but and again, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have sex, Bud. But you got okay. People just don't want to look in the mirror, Bud. They don't want to say, okay, I do want to have sex, but here's the biggest question: why doesn't she want to have sex with me? Just because you want to have sex with somebody doesn't mean she has to have sex with you. So their problem is trying to gap that bridge. They want something, but they're not getting that something, but they don't understand why that something is not working, because they think women, again, they don't listen, but they don't listen to the woman. They don't listen to the conversation. They don't listen to where they know that, you know what? If I keep going this way, I'm going to turn her off. If I
they
keep
don't
going
think like that.
No, they don't think. Go ahead, Bud. You got it. Yeah, they don't think like that, man. Talk on that.
And what they don't understand is either they know about you or they don't. If they know about you, what they know should, especially when you're in high school, what they know about you should let them know. You one of these dudes that if you come go do something with me, I'm getting them draws. Period. I used to talk like that. I used to let everybody know And whoever the fuck was riding with me, I definitely was getting that pussy. So what I'm saying is, when you design your shit like that, you get a certain perspective about who you talking to. And if they going for what you saying, it doesn't mean you gonna get the pussy, but you got a good chance at getting that goddamn pussy.
All right, we have another question here, guys. You got a question? Please put a queue. Lines are open if you want to call in. Ray J says, "Do you agree the phone is only for setting up dates?"
Where do they get this stuff, man?
But you have to understand that a lot of these guys are usually at home in their mom's basement and things like that. And a lot of guys don't understand. They don't know communication, bud. Bud, I don't care if it's a smoke signal I'm sending that fucking woman, bud, or if I'm putting a note on a goddamn dove. I am going to show her why me at all times. And a lot of guys run away from the phone, bud, because they know if they get on the phone with the woman and open their mouth, the woman is going to get turned off. And that's why they're afraid. But
the woman gonna hear that insecurity in his ass.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what's so crazy. That
why be insecure about something that you can shore up to where you secure about it?
Yeah,
all you got to do is handle what you see is wrong. Unless you don't have nothing to talk about, then you need to start being able to elaborate on whatever the fuck you say, because you start off talking about this and you stop way too quick most times. The reason is you just don't have the confidence that you know how to make a whole story.
Yeah, you know, like the phone to me is for showing what my depth and range. I love to show. Most women they're waiting, bud. They're waiting. They got their little checklist. Okay, I'm going to tell them what I do for a living. I'm going to tell them what school I went to. I'm going to tell them what I'm looking for. I'm going to tell them what I'm doing right now. All right, but we got a call. Hold on. We're going to continue this, Ray. We got you. Let's grab this call. Area code 850, sir. What's your name? And what's your question, buddy?
Hello?
Yes, what's your name, sir? And what's your question?
Hey, this is JV.
All right, JV, can you talk up a little bit? Speak up a little bit, please, so we can hear you.
I think it's my headphones. Hold on. Is it better?
Yes, you're good. What's going on, JV? How can we help you, man?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about, like, you talk a lot about.
Wait, JV, you gotta speak. JV, you gotta speak up because you sound like you're laying on your stomach. Speak up.
He said, "Is this better?" He sounded perfect, but then when
you started talking, you sounded like
you must have moved away from the mic.
Yeah, come closer to the mic and speak up. So not just for us, so everybody can hear you, JV. Everybody can hear you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm in the mic now.
Okay, talk. What's going on, JV? What's your question, buddy?
So when it comes to making statements to a woman,
yes.
Do you make these statements try and evoke a certain type of response from the woman, or to show her how you are, or who you are?
It depends on what statement you're making, man. But see, this is what's wrong with you guys. You don't need someone to tell you what to say because you're not going to say it. You're just not going to say it, because if you was going to say it, you would have said something.
Yeah, my young
statement is saying what's on your mind and not asking somebody do they want to hear what's on your mind.
Right. And young man, my statement that I make is, it's gonna sound a little fucking arrogant, but my statement is to reinforce why I'm that guy. To reinforce to her that the person that walked up to you is not a fake, a fraud, a phony. He is not only. That's
what each one of your statements represent.
All day.
Every time you make a statement, that's what you're trying to do. Otherwise, add to your presence.
Because here's the thing, JV, check it out. The more I can add to me, the less she's going to turn off them. Because remember, when Bud or I walk up on a woman, she's already talking to people. Hey, Bud, bored with people. Not
exactly. And
yes.
most dudes come up doing just like the motherfucker she bored with.
Yes, exactly. Does that make any sense, young man?
Yeah, it does.
So what's going on? We listen to you. What's up?
No, I'm just trying to understand the whole statement thing because I understand why it's done. But
okay, we're okay.
Man, the thing is, you talk yourself out of understanding it. You don't understand it, and when instead of saying no, I really don't understand, I need some clarity, so that you can learn how to make a statement and learn the importance of making a statement. You hear everything as if we're not telling you what to say, so you don't get it.
Yeah,
you gotta get it, man.
Right, young man. Let me explain what Bud is saying to you. Okay, check this out. The moment you guys say you get or understand something, you cut off the learning of the thing. Okay, because you think you understand it, and because you don't understand it, and you lie to yourself and say I do understand it, it's going to confuse you more. Because you're actually lying to yourself and
making yourself you're making yourself question what do you know?
Right.
What did I learn? Then you have no answers.
Does that make sense, young man?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So it's okay to be. That's why we always talk about you young men just be accountable. It's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person to say you don't understand something. It makes you a bad person when you lie and say you do understand. Because then at that point you won't learn or pick up anything that we're putting down because you think you already know it and you don't know it. Because when you talk to women, you ask questions because you don't believe to move her. Think about this. Think about she's a boat with a sail and you're the wind, or a kite in the air. The kite has to wait for the wind to push it. Yes, caller?
Yeah.
So what we're saying, when you talk to a woman, the question, like Bud was saying, not where do I want to take her? What do I want to make her feel? What do I want to make her think? And why am I the guy that she should be fucking with versus all those other ones all packaged up into what comes out of your mouth, Bud? What say you, man?
I say exactly what you're saying. Hey, the thing is, you gotta pick your moments, but you gotta know when to say something witty. You know, you gotta know when to say something informative, and you gotta know when you say it, and you gotta make little comments after you done said shit like that, so she can see and understand this is who I am. You know, if you want somebody that has direction, you know what I mean, girl, and you trying to get somewhere in your life, then you need to fuck with a person like me because I am straightforward as far as dealing with what I want to do. Period. Yeah. And then, you know, you say stuff like that to them, and what they do is realize you going somewhere, which is attractive.
Yeah. Can I say something that I guess I just realized right now too?
Yeah, like, just keep. But young man, speak up a little bit, but because you sound again, you got to come close to the phone. You sound off a little bit.
Okay, I mean, I'm right in front of the phone.
Okay, yeah, that's it. You just got to speak up, young man. But go ahead, we're listening. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I noticed that you used the word statement.
Yes.
Like you use questions versus statements instead of using questions versus sentences. And I feel like maybe I'm just using sentences. Like the statements don't have actual. The sentences that I use don't have any.
Well, okay. Give us an example. Give us an example of something you would say to a woman, and let us hear. Let us hear. Okay, you're talking to a woman. She's sitting right in front of you. What are you saying to her? And now remember, young man, there is no wrong answer. Okay, so don't. This is not a test. Okay. There's no wrong answer. This is an assessment. So what are you saying to that woman?
Yeah. Like if I want to meet her.
No. You're on a date. Well, let's say you're talking to her. No, you already walked up to her. Y'all exchange information. Then she calls you or you call her. and y'all begin to talk or communicate, what are you saying to her?
I might start off like I'll say, like, I'm happy that you're on the phone, or we can get to know each other, and like.
But get to know. Wait. Okay, now watch this. Now watch this. It's very important for everybody to listen. Okay, when you make or say anything, you better know why you are saying it. You better be able to defend that position, and you should be able to express it, and without ooh, ahs, and ohs. You said, what'd you say? But he said, I'm happy that we're talking. Wait, what'd you say again? I'm happy that we're talking.
Yeah, I said that I'm happy that we're talking so we can get to know each other.
Okay, get to know each other in what way?
Really?
But wait. Remember, you didn't say that before. See, okay, let me give you an example with John. If Rosebud is talking to a woman, he's gonna know everything and not leave anything out. It's one thing we always have. Well, our biggest problem with people that call in, y'all talk to us as if we know what you're thinking, and y'all guys, Bud, talk to women, Bud, like you think they can pick up what you're saying. Bud, what say you, man?
Dean, for one thing, we do know what the fuck they thinking because every time they call, we damn near guess what they think. That's why they talk to us like that. But the thing is, man, when you're getting ready to talk to whoever, you know, you don't have to explain who you are, but I would start off with something like, you know, a brother like me, like his independence. I've been independent for the past few years, and I might go off and explaining why that independence, what I be doing. You know, I'm just saying I love to cook. You know, I can cook good as you, girl. Say some shit like that. You know, those are statements.
Yeah,
they're going to lead the conversation.
Yeah. But I always like to pick up. Wait, hold on, Carl. I always like to tell them, you know, hey, look, here I am minding my own business, bud. But here I am minding my own business, doing whatever I'm doing, and then I saw you. And it was at that point I had to make a decision. Do I continue to buy my Fruit Loops, my Frosted Flakes, or whatever, right, bud? And have you miss out on a man like me? Or do I go over there and put my bid in and go ahead and holler at her? I mean, I'm going to let her know. I'm going to let her know why all this even occurred in the first place. Why am I here? And I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to hang out about you. I'm not here to want to know about your aspirations. And I don't give a fuck where you do. I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. I'm trying to see if you're a good fit in my world, bud. That's all I'm trying to see. Bud, what's
9 out of 10 times, they recognize that shit in the way you approach them and the way you say hello.
Yes.
They know that you ain't this kind of guy. They can tell. And they tell you they can tell. You know, I'm scared of you. You know, you got you a few girlfriends. I already know that. You know, you're handsome as hell and you know how to talk. So shit, you can't deny having some girlfriends. You gotta say yes to that. Well, who wouldn't like me after talking to me for 2 minutes?
Yeah. Does that make any sense, young man? Because remember, questions feel like there's nothing wrong with talking to her, but the thing is that if anybody's gonna start asking you questions, she should be asking you questions. But she should her first statement, but I've always said this, if a woman doesn't say this within the first 5, when I'm saying young man, 5, let's think you're playing tennis. Let's say return serves. That means she's saying 5 things out of her mouth. Within those 5 things, when she talks to this motherfucker above me, it's going to be either you're a smooth talker, you're a ladies' man, how many women are you seeing? Oh, you're one of those. She's going to make a statement about you, and you don't even have to say anything to her. She's going to recognize a man. She's going to recognize someone that is sure of himself. She's going to recognize that. And if a woman does not recognize within that, while y'all are talking from the get-go, that you're smooth, you're a ladies' man, you got that player mentality, oh, you're one of those guys, then you have work to do, bud. What say you, man?
Well, I mean, that's what I was saying. They can tell what time it is with you by the way you say hello, by the way you approach them, by how you look, how smooth you are as far as talking to them. You know, that all of that shit tells them a story, part of a story.
Yeah, does that make sense, young man?
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems like y'all statements, like, y'all are trying to hit them with like a lot of things up
No,
front.
no,
Like,
young man. No. You got it wrong. We don't try to do anything. See, hey, remember, listen. If you are trying to do it, then who is influencing you to try to do that thing? Bud and I are influenced by ourselves. So our statements are just a declaration of saying that not only do I have my own perspectives, but I'm not afraid to express it. That Bud said that earlier. This is who I am. And technically, you got to prove yourself to me. Because I know who I am. You don't even know who you are. Bud, what say you on that, man?
I say just take a few minutes and you'll see who I am.
Exactly.
I don't defend that at all. Nothing out of my mouth about who I am, as far as I'm not trying to prove it. I'm not trying to explain it. If you can't see it, I'm not saying you got to guess everything about me when you see me, but I'm saying if you can't see I'm a self-sufficient bro, then you ain't got no business fucking with me, because you gonna cause me problems. That's based. That's a lot of how I choose what girl to mess with.
Right. So young man, think about it like this. When you ask questions, okay, you're gonna get surface level facts. That's it. This is what I do for a living. This is what I like to do, and this is what I'm looking for, right? But statements have more depth in those things because they bypass what she's so used to saying. And like we were saying before, they hit the emotions. Like, okay, remember when Bud is talking to a woman, when I'm talking to a woman, when we get done, we already know we've hit a checklist. When we get done talking, she's gonna feel seen, she's gonna feel understood, and she's going to be this weird word called intrigued to want to continue on to see where this thing is going to go. Because in her mind, she's asking, why isn't Bud like all the guys before him? Why isn't Bud asking me about my job? Why isn't Bud asking me what I do for a living or what I'm looking for? But why is it when I get done talking to him, he can see me? Like it's like I felt like I've known him all my life. It's like I don't know anything about it, but I feel like Bud, I can share anything with him. I can tell him anything, and I just feel that connection, Bud. Talk to him on that, man.
Hey, that's how you see, you hitting the shit today, bro. Hey, what I'm saying is the thing you want them to feel is so comfortable.
Yes.
Because of how knowledgeable you are. You know, you don't have to know about everything, but you have to have an answer to everything.
Yes, you have to have an answer. Always.
So,
always.
Yeah, you got to have an answer to every goddamn thing. You can't just be a person that just be doing shit. You know, if you have an answer in reasons or reasoning for what the hell you doing, and you are able to express it, you telling a person a lot about yourself. And see, once a woman knows enough about yourself, what she knows start really turning her on.
Absolutely.
You know, if you didn't gave her enough information, you know, about you, and it's the right information, you ain't gotta ask for no pussy. You ain't gotta start.
Oh no, you have to. You don't.
They already thinking about it. They rubbing up on you. They putting their leg on you. All that shit. You know, and you know, I'm the kind of guy. Girl, I don't do this kind of shit in public. You know, I'll be shying away from that shit, but I really be inviting it because I know the more I shy away from it, the more she gonna want to do it.
Right, but a young man, you want to know why he does what he does, young man, why that works
Why?
is because always remember at the end of the day, statements are always going to create direction. Questions are always going to leave it up to her. When you ask a question, all you're going to do is get an answer. Like, but the answer is not going to have any feeling to it. If you're asking her what college she went to, sure you're gonna get an answer, but where is the feeling behind that statement? You're leaving it up to her. But when you make that statement, hey bud, hey, listen, let's go. Hey, let's go to I don't know, Jillian T's jazz club, have a few drinks. The music is not loud, it's perfect to set that intimate moment. Because you know what? Not only do I want to see what you have going on, I want to hear what you have to say.
You,
You see
you
what I'm saying?
gotta see these guys gotta learn that asking questions don't engage the
Never,
woman.
never,
You know,
never.
when you make statements,
Hmm.
you're gonna engage her, and she's gonna answer with more than one doggone sentence.
Yes.
She's gonna feel
Mhm.
like she got to talk, and then that's what's gonna bring you guys together. That's what's gonna make her turn on to you. All these things that she's experiencing talking to you.
Yeah, you know what? Real quick, young man. Sometimes asking a question and getting the answer is going to throw you off because watch this, bud. If you say again, I don't know, what's your political affiliation? I don't know, something y'all just ask a question, right? And she just gives you one answer, it's going to throw you off because she's answering your question. But because she just answered the question with one word or just saying the answer, it's going to throw you off to make her say, well, Dan, does she like me? I mean, why isn't she talking to me? But she is talking to you. Like, again, like, what's your favorite color? Red. And then you're like, well, what do I say next? I mean, is she interested? I mean, she's answering your question. You asked a question, she's answering a question. But when you make a statement like Bud is saying, she is going to lean in and she's going to start talking to you. She's going to start opening up to you. Bud, you'll see her blush a little bit. You'll see her.
Yeah, she gonna blush. The whole 9 yards. She
Oh, the
gonna
whole
touch you,
nine. Oh,
and she
yes,
gonna be
yes.
smiling. All that
All
shit,
that stuff. All that stuff. Because,
and all of this stuff is giving you inspiration.
right. Because she's saying, finally, for the first time in a long time, I can actually talk to somebody who is not boring the fuck out of me.
Hey, Dean, I'm finna step on your toes. Finally, I can talk to somebody that's not into them fucking games.
Yeah, hey, listen, finally I can talk to somebody that you know what is not gonna ask a question and want to send me a dick pic later, but yeah,
Hey, that's big to the
right.
that's big to the motherfucking ladies these days.
Yeah, finally I'm gonna talk to somebody that has the depth and range because remember, we're talking about building sexual tension and not killing it. See, you guys, because you're nervous, you're saying to yourself, what is the right thing to say? Because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Because if I say the wrong thing, I'm going to lose. Hey, but it's like fishing. If I pull too hard and tug too hard, I might lose that fish. But we're saying that, you know what? We're going to throw that rod out there, bud. We're going to let that fish tire his own self out. We're just going to sit there and slowly let a little bit of that joint go. And we're going to pull it back in. And it's going to make her lean in. You see what I'm saying, young man?
Yeah. So I have one more question.
Sure.
So can't every question, or at least most questions, be turned into statements or at least sentences?
Give me an example of a question you would ask that would turn into a statement. Like, give me an example.
So that I would ask for just any question.
No, give me an example of a question. There's no room. Just an example. Give us an example of something you ask her.
You mentioned if someone asked like it was is your favorite color red? Like you could say like it looks like red would look good on your body, or like it would look good on you or something.
No, man. You say stuff like, I'm into pastel colors, and that red, that version of red, it really goes with your complexion.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Rosebud said it much better.
But no. But remember, okay. You're asking about the color of her. You want to talk about the colors of her outfit, right?
You can't really talk about her body. That's objective.
Wait, that's what I was about to say. See, okay, gentlemen, let me explain something to you guys out here. When you talk about the colors of her outfit, she knows you're not looking at her outfit. Back in the day, maybe was it in the 20s, maybe I'll say the 60s or 50s, bud. In the comic books, they used to have that X-ray vision glasses to make you say.
Yeah, man, but back in the day, women didn't care if you said, "I like your curves." But
Yeah.
today, it's a horrible thing to give the woman a compliment about her body.
Yeah, you can't. And when you're talking, okay, you're not metrosexual, right? You're not a fashion designer, are you?
No.
So what is the reason?
Man, this dude got a problem with identity, man. Why do he talk so low?
Because he don't believe in himself.
No, bro, I'm telling y'all, because my phone.
Dude, you got a problem with identity, man. So I don't want to hear
Okay.
it.
So
I'm trying to listen to you.
What talking about her clothes? What is that supposed to do?
I'm not saying it's supposed to do something. I'm just asking if it's an example of a statement.
Well, no, but I'm asking you. I mean, we asked you to tell us one, and you talked about that. I'm saying that this is why it's important. What you're saying, you need to ask yourself, where am I taking her? With what I'm saying, where am I taking her with this thing? Where am I leading her?
Well, for example, like maybe if you say that, then you're like, well, I would love to see you in that color, like whenever we meet this time.
Hey, man, no. If you do that, she gonna get out the car. I'm saying, man, you got to understand. You cannot say that type of thing, but you can say, I like to see, young ladies in this or that. And, you really fit in the bill as far as dressed appropriately. I'm not saying you got to be square like that, but I'm saying that's what you're trying to convey in your statement so that she don't think you objectifying her, because once she thinks that, it's like trying to hit Mike Tyson in the jaw. You can't.
Right. So what you got to do, what you got to look at, and if you think about it, I want you to think about it real quick. Where are your eyes?
My face?
No. I know your eye. No. Listen to me. Are you looking at her?
Yeah, where are you looking at?
Right. Are you locked in eye to eye, or are your eyes going down? Because you're talking about her outfit. Her outfit is below her neck. Am I correct?
Yes.
So where do you think your eyes are at? Well, that's what
I can't hear this dude, man.
I got it, but I'll tell you, if you can't hear it, I'll explain. He said titties and ass. So what I'm saying to you, young man, what I'm saying is that if you think about what you're doing is you've already messing up. You're not holding eye contact with her. You're veering off and looking at her body. You're not looking at her eyes.
See, a lot of cats don't realize when they talk to women, they're not talking to them. They're talking at them.
At them, yes.
They don't say anything that specifically goes for what is going on with her. You must be a beautician or something. You can give a compliment like that. And she said, no, I'm not. I said, well, who did your hair? And she said, I did it this morning. Well, girl, you know what you're doing. You can say some shit like that if you want to say complimentary things.
Yeah.
All right. So you have any other questions, big guy?
No, that's it. Thank you, guys.
Hey, but no. Listen, young man. This is a great conversation that a lot of young men needed to hear and listen. The fact that you stepped up and called in and asked it's a good thing, young man. Okay.
it's a good thing because you actually want to learn something. So you did a good job. Okay, it was good questions. All right, buddy.
Hey, bro, but do you know what one of the top 5 things women hate about dudes is when they have to goddamn ask them to repeat themselves?
Yeah. Never.
Women hate that. And you sound like you hear that all the time, do you?
No, it's just I think it's my phone. My phone is I'm using.
No, it ain't because I hear you perfectly now. You manning up now. You should talk like that because you be talking all soft and scary.
I mean, I guess maybe. I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right, there you go. All right, buddy. Well, listen, if you have another question, okay, call in. But that was good dialogue, buddy. And hey, look, you're ahead of the curve amongst the other people who are just listening, okay? Because you asked some great questions, okay, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, I respect you. We'll throw you back in. Good job. Good job. Good call, young man. Good call. I have another question right here, bud. This young man says, so how do you make statements to draw out those feelings out of her?
You don't make statements to draw the feelings out of
Right.
her. You make statements to establish conversation. And through that conversation, those feelings or her feelings about all kinds of things are going to come out through simple conversation. If you don't have enough conversation because you just a 1 or 2 sentence type guy, then you're going to have a problem because you're going to have to just open your mouth and say what you want.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. You have an agenda of sex and you don't understand. You're trying to, well, we got another call. We'll explain in 1 second, Mr. Henry. 720, what's your name and what's your question, sir? 720 going once. 720 going twice. 720 last time. What is your name, sir, and what is your question?
Oh, this Vaughn, man. I saw that last night, man. I'm just trying to nick back what you guys are saying.
Hey, Vaughn.
I always noticed that with myself, I ask a lot of questions and everything like that. So I'm trying to get some good examples.
Man,
Vaughn, can you please listen? Get off of your fucking speakerphone, dog. Get off this mic. Get off the speakerphone.
Hold on. My fault. I'm at work right now.
Well, go somewhere quiet. Go somewhere quiet, Vaughn, and call back. Go somewhere quiet and call. All right, call back. God damn. All right, but back to you, Mr. Henry. Listen, this is where a lot of you guys go wrong. You have a hidden agenda, and that's why you're not going to get anywhere. You don't want to pull her feelings out because you're a man that can pull her feelings out. You think if I pull her feelings out, bud, I'm gonna get some pussy. So you already showing that you are the problem. You want to draw, see, bud, this person wants to draw her feelings out because he's trying to manipulate her to make her think that he's so interesting that she should sleep with him versus being an interesting person, bud.
Versus being a motherfucker to let that bitch know you don't even want to get in the car with me.
Yeah, oh, you don't want to mess with someone like me. You want to leave me alone. Hey, bud.
You don't even want to talk to me, girl.
But I don't think they understand what you just said. Gentlemen, listen what Bud just said. You should be so motherfucking cocky and arrogant that you should have that attitude. You don't want to fuck with me. Hey, Bud, here's your chance to leave right now. Because if you stay, you ain't going nowhere.
Hey, and when you come off like that, you can say, because if you stay, I'm going to have that ass up in the air.
In the face and the pillow. Hey,
you got to set up talking shit.
Yeah.
If you don't set it up, you can't talk shit just to talk shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, if you have a question, please put a Q. We appreciate all you guys. Call in as well. We are discussing this, but let's move on to the next one that we were discussing. But to actually just real quick to tie back into what we were saying, we were talking about the lack of emotion. I think we were on emotional intimacy. I think that's where we're at. Let's move out. Let's move out with presence without connection. Let's talk about
that too.
Let's talk. Well, okay, all right. Let's move on. Well, let's go on to the communication breakdown, brother.
All right, now that shit happens when you trying to make the goddamn relationship, you trying to make it work. You just have not accepted the shit. I accept it soon as I think it. If that's the case, and then she got to make me think she got to change my mind if that's the case. My point is that if you're not communicating, if it's hard to communicate, you feel like you forcing the conversation. She giving you them sharp, curt answers. Then you got to see she don't like you no more.
Yes, we have a question in a statement. I want it real quick. Okay, guys, I wanna show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna pull up what John is saying. John's saying I had a chance to do that a couple of nights ago. He said I fumbled it, but it gave me a chance to reflect. That's bullshit. John, the reflection would have been you doing what that young man did 2 phone calls ago. That would have been reflection. You can't reflect on something on the level of your thinking you're gonna get a man answer when you don't have any game, sir. So what happens to y'all guys out here, this is why they mess up, bud, because on the level of
it, have a chance to do a couple of nights ago.
What's that now? I don't know, whatever we were talking about. I guess he just made a statement off of what we were talking about. He said he said I had a chance, right? Okay. Right. He had a chance to do that a couple of nights ago. He said he fumbled it, but the problem is, this is what I'm saying, the last statement. It gave me a chance to reflect. It didn't give you a chance to reflect because you're going to keep doing the same exact thing because you don't know what you did right versus what you did wrong. The only way he's going to reflect off of that was to call in Bud and have dialogue with us to tell us what happened, to tell us what he said, and then he would get more information versus the information he has for himself.
Why do he need to reflect?
Well,
what I'm saying is you should have reflected before you say something to her. I don't mean you guessing what she gonna say and you gonna run into it. She said, I'm saying you have to be prepared for shit. I would never have to reflect because of whatever this fool said. Man, that's some being unprepared. Yeah. Why would you go out and you're unprepared to talk?
Right. Very, but the worst part about John, this is what we're saying. I don't even know if your name is John. He's probably made that shit up. But what we're saying to you is that if you just did what that young man did before, it would have helped you out much more because you're still going to be the same person fucking up because you don't know what you did wrong.
But you called in, you saying?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. When people try to do on their level of thinking, if you have a loser mentality and you don't believe in yourself and you ask yourself a winning question, do you think you'll get a winning answer if you have a losing mentality? Fuck no.
Even if he got a winning answer, he ain't gonna understand it.
He ain't gonna right. That's the whole point.
Yeah, he ain't gonna understand it because he ain't got the. You're right. He got a horrible mentality.
Horrible. All right, here we go. So let's get to this question right here. This young man said, if she's got a kid, she'd be a priority or my. Okay, young man, I get it, but we get a lot of young men who go on the internet and they hear that single mothers are terrible people and all this other stuff. Young man, her child has nothing to do with her. Why are you bringing up her child? What does her child?
Surprised me with that, man, because I thought she was finna tell that motherfucker no, but I was gonna have to disagree. But you hit the nail on the head. You on today, man. Shit, what you had for breakfast?
No, hold on, wait. Hey, dog, I had me for breakfast, dog. Anyway, hold on, we got a call. We got a call real quick. Let me ready to call. We'll get this question in a second. Area code 954. What's your name, sir, and what's your question?
Hey, how we doing today? This is Prince of the Game. You know, Antonio, I just want to call in. I had a question in regards to the part. It was actually a part 2 question I asked yesterday in regards to invoking the writing letter. You know what I'm saying? What should one keep in mind, you know what I'm saying, to
stop. Okay, young man, I told you a bunch of times, talk like a fucking grown-up.
Real men do not say, you know what I'm saying. This is not a rap video.
Oh,
You
I
talk
said that
like
again. My bad.
Jesus
My
Christ.
I'm working on myself, but
No, you're not working
No,
on
you're not, man. See, that's what you guys do. Lie to yourself.
You lie to yourself, man.
Because if you was working on it, you would have not said that shit. Because I was
yeah,
about
man.
to say
Just
something.
out. My bad.
Hey, you sound like you're talking with a mouthful of marbles.
Yeah, man. Come on, dog. Talk like a man, a grown up. What's your question, Manny? What's up?
Yes, sir.
You ain't slick. I can hear it.
Yeah, so I was so basically, I was talking to this female, I've been applying to SWU, I signed up, and I've been, working on my confidence. So now,
Man,
I met this
you ain't
lady,
in
a couple of days
SWU talking
ago.
like that because I don't allow that shit.
Yeah, you don't promote that shit, but I'm working on myself. It's not a one-day journey, so I do apologize. I don't want to make the program look bad. Your program is actually
No,
amazing.
you ain't making my program look bad, bro.
But
What's your
the
question?
question was,
What's your
I met
question?
this lady, and we've been talking. She's been opening up about, herself and who she is and where she's going. But I've been listening to the podcast, and it's not about asking questions, but rather, like being the wind and she's being the kite. So I appreciate that analogy for the clear.
What is your question?
My question is when back in y'all days when y'all wrote, to ladies, what was invoked, in letters, of course, nothing deceitful or nothing, to deceive or having a hidden agenda, but rather, just, basically being yourself and just writing back to the
We
lady.
don't know. How come you keep saying you know? If we don't know
My
what you
bad, yeah.
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, dog? You're saying a bunch of nothing. What is your question? Who, what, when, wow, how, where? Just that's how you started.
All right. So when you write a lady a letter, excuse me. When you write a lady a letter,
A letter about what?
it went 2020 with 2025. So basically, how I met the bride. How she made me feel, and I want to know how she feels about me.
Wait a second. Wait.
Hey, man, you telling part of the story. You start out talking about when you write a letter, and then you talking about we don't fucking know. You gotta say it.
My bad, OG. My bad. I don't mean to make you upset.
Wait. You want to tell a woman how you feel? You want to tell her?
You said something about writing a letter in 2025.
No, because he wants to tell a woman how she feels, and he wants to ask her how she feels about him, like you're in fucking elementary school. Are you fucking serious? You think we give a fuck about how a woman feels? We know how she's feeling because we know we're not you. So why do you care? Why do you want to tell a woman what you're feeling? Do you want to tell her you cry? Do you want to tell her you've got a warm, bubbly stomach or butterflies?
Oh, hell no. Negative. None of that.
How come you don't? Hey, bro, how come you don't show her?
Thank you. But that's where I was getting at. But go ahead. Yes.
You want to write a letter and tell her some shit, which is going to be lies. It's going to be lies, even if it's something you want.
So the thing is that right now I'm overseas and I'm not in America. So it's like, my Spanish is not, up to par as per se, my confidence in my Spanish is not up to par. So that's why, I usually just write and put on Google Translate to write it, put it in Spanish. So I have, I'm in a different country.
You know that's attractive to them goddamn foreigners, man, if you don't speak their language perfect?
Yeah.
They don't speak English perfect.
Yeah, you know how sexy it is when you meet a woman. I do not speak the French the English very well. Man, that's sexy as fuck when you fucking the shit out of them. How they talk and they can break the language.
Man, you thinking about the wrong shit, man. Now, this is when you're supposed to be thinking about fucking the bitch. Hey, man, she's from somewhere else. I mean, why would you want to do what you do in this language shit, man? You gotta do what she do in her country.
So wait,
especially if I'm over in her country, I'm finna do what they do. If they turn upside down and get it on, I'm gonna do it too.
Oh man, dog,
I'm
man.
gonna stand on my
Come
head.
on, man. Come on, dog. Come on, man. So caller, what is your question, man? What's your question, man?
Was basically, about not asking questions or rather making statements, So I guess you have to be upfront. But I guess it's because now that I'm talking to you, I realize that maybe it's because I'm not getting the results, or rather, I'm not getting her to
okay.
open
Wait.
up because she says that she's shy.
What
She
results?
tells me that she's shy and that she doesn't really open up much.
No. Again, women aren't shy. She's just telling you you're not interested enough for me to open up to you.
Yeah, I realize that now. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to read the room. The same woman that is talking to you will talk. Hey, the same woman talking to you, Bud would tell her to shut the fuck up. Come on, sometimes when a shy woman opens up to a real man, oh man, it's like a damn Bud. They're gonna talk and talk.
They be happy to find somebody they can finally
It's
talk
liberating. Yeah, they love that to a point where you're like, man, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Oh wow, we're having such a great time. Can I call you later? Can I see you? Can I see you later? So you're just not leading her anywhere. Does that make any sense?
That makes sense. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
So I got to work on my game. That's all it is.
No, well, you don't have any. Okay, you can't work on something.
I have no game. Yeah,
right. So come on, we got
I'm a student of the game.
We got it. Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you get coaching from Bud?
No, sir, I have not.
So no, you're not.
I'm
So
lesson
you're
number one.
No.
So I'm just new and rolling.
Okay, this is where y'all. Okay. Do you understand what an assessment is?
It's an assignment.
No. I didn't say an assignment. I said an assessment. How are you going to?
I don't know what that is.
Well, how is Bud going to see if you're even worthy enough of the information if you don't have a conversation with him to see where you're at and where you need to go? Okay, this is what you're doing. You're the kind of guy, you're just going to go into SW Sidewalk University and just grab shit versus understand shit. And the only way you're going to understand is you got to have dialogue with the headmaster of the university to have understanding and clarity to see where you're going and where you have to go to, buddy.
That makes sense. Yes, sir.
Then why aren't you? Okay, when you get off this show, when we let you go, you need to go and book a consultation with Rosebud so he can assess where you at, where you came from, and where are you going. Because if he doesn't assess that and you just grab shit, you're going to be the guy that say, well, Sidewalk University doesn't work out. It's not going to work out if you don't.
No, I never said that.
No, I'm saying that people will do this all the time. They just go and they grab shit. But I'm sure he understands. We got to do this all the time. It's like, why are you grabbing geometry and algebra when you don't know how to count? Oh, because I thought, no. We have
to learn basic shit.
Right. You got to learn the basics.
Advanced.
Yes. You got to learn the basics. See what I'm saying, young man? So in order to understand the basics, you might be grabbing things that you might not need yet. And there might be something you need first, but you won't know that until you talk to him. You gotta have dialogue. Okay. Does that make any sense?
That does make sense. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, we'll throw you back in, man. We appreciate the call. Okay, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I respect. Thank you. Guys, lines are open if you want to call in. Let's get back to this question. Got a few questions. So getting back to this young man right here. Young man, what I'm saying to you is this. Okay, listen. There is this, as I said before, there is this thing that the internet is telling y'all guys, single mothers are the scum of the earth, when most of you guys are creating the single mothers because a lot of guys don't know how to protect and wrap your dick up, number one. But the thing is, this is not about her child. You should not ask a woman, talk about a woman to her child, because it's not about her child. This is about you and her, bud. What say you on this?
I agree totally, man. As far as his question was, should a woman with a child be a priority or a minority in his thoughts? I
Right.
think the child should have nothing to do with it unless
Nothing
it's
at all.
a badass child. You know, and you already seen that. I ain't finna be hooked up with
Yeah.
no
Right.
woman that have a wild child. But what I'm saying is, I'm not using do she have a child as any kind of criteria.
Yes. You must, gentlemen, you have to understand this. Women are going to have this weird thing called priorities, something a lot of you guys don't have. And if a woman has a child, her child is going to come first. Her child should be her priority. But that is something that you should not discuss. This is not about being dad, or trying to throw the ball with the boy or having tea with the girl. This is about you communicating with the woman. This has nothing. Leave the children out of this, guys. It seems like it's for a lot of these young men, Bud, I'm not saying this young man, is that they want to use her having a baby as a reason. Well, I'm not going to talk to her because she's a single mother. And if I talk to her, she's going to try to make me the dad and all. You know, they conjure up all this shit that has nothing to do with anything.
No, it don't. But then again, you got to understand that these guys do not think about the full picture. They only think about whatever they're thinking about, which 9 out of 10 times is pussy.
Yes. Yes, it is. All right, guys, you got a question, please put a Q. Lines are open, but let us continue the discussion that we're having, gentlemen. We're talking about the communication breakdown. But the reason I really feel the communication breaks down, it's not a lot of guys are so busy communicating with women first, Bud. I believe that when you really got this game down, I communicate with myself. I'm telling myself where, hey, Bud, you know when you really got that game, Bud, you're sitting in front of the woman, Bud, you're looking at her. Okay, you're doing so many things at one time. Is amazing, guys. You can talk, you can listen, you can reapply and take what she's saying and direct her emotions. You can do all these things, Bud. And what I'm saying is to give Bud understand where I'm coming from is when you're talking to her, the communication should be this. What feeling do I want to invoke out of her by what I'm saying? Do I want to make her smile? Do I want to say something to make her blush? Do I want to say something to intrigue her? Do I want to say something to push her wig back, Bud, to make her say, well, whoa? You know, you have so many types of ways that you could communicate. But the breakdown, Bud, to me, is that a lot of these young men are what I call one-trick ponies. They just stand on one thing, talk about one thing, and stay on that one thing. And unfortunately, that one thing is getting that ass versus showing why you're the guy. What say you, Bud?
Well, you know, man, in reality, that's what a date or whatever you want to call it should be about.
Yes.
Showing who you are, especially when it's an early date, first or second. You got to let this woman know that you have a sense of humor. Everything is not dire, or whatever the word is. It is you show her through your actions that you refined. You know what to do. You know what to say. You know how to be, and you evoke that shit by showing that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, I got a question. Please put a Q, gentlemen. If you want to call in, call in. We got y'all, Bud. Let's move on to the next one, man.
All right, the loss of respect or trust. Now, we both know that when either one of the partners stop respecting the boundaries or feelings, and you know, you damn near finna come to blows. The feelings of dishonesty, secrecy, all that kind of shit, or betrayal, that shit become a pattern, and you no longer really trust who the fuck this person is anymore. It gets to that point if you stick around to that point. Personally, I wouldn't.
Well, I think that a lot of guys at the end of the day, they just they lie to women. That's all they know what to do is lie to women. They just don't know how to be honest with women.
They're responding, but they don't. You're right. They don't know how to be honest. They're really just responding to whatever they were presented. But since they're so dishonest and so insecure,
Yes.
they never really give a true answer.
Yeah, very, very, very insecure. A lot of, and again, they just need to. It's hard to admit to themselves. Just say that a woman has so much influence over me, she makes me feel insecure. But like we said before, until they acknowledge and accept that, they're always going to fumble the bag because they think they're secure. They think they think they're secure, but they're having insecure conversations, getting feedback that is going to make them more insecure. One word answers. That's not dialogue. But when you ask that question,
The thing about dialogue, you got to know how to have it.
you got to know how to have it. Yes.
If they don't know how to have dialogue and they're under the impression dialogue just comes naturally,
Yes,
because we all know how to talk. No, dialogue does not come naturally. Dialogue is you having some kind of organization to your conversation because it's about something.
yes, exactly. And that's what we're saying for all you guys out here. Guys, got a question, put a queue. Lines are open. We're here for 45 more minutes, but let's move on to the next one.
Okay, the cycles. Now, I'm telling you, repeating cycles. What happens when you accept something? Is that mate, whoever made you accept it, realize that's a kink in your armor. And they're going to make you accept that shit over and over and over if you don't stop it immediately. You got to stop that shit because I hate those repeating cycles. Before
Can you give them an example of repeating cycles so they will understand what you're saying?
Yeah, otherwise, shit is fucked up, and we get serious, and we have this talk. The should we break up talk. So now this is a serious situation, and it could be stressful for whoever. Let's say me. Then I don't want to have this shit all the time, but then shit in her mind is fucked up again, and she brings it up again. Should we break up? Man,
Oh no, we ain't doing that. Oh, we ain't doing that.
That repeating cycles, just shit happening over and over.
I think the reason why women have those type of repeating cycles is because the man they with doesn't lead the interaction.
He doesn't bring it to the point it should be at, and we not repeating shit. We took care of this, and it should stay taken care of.
Right. Yeah. I think that a lot of young men, again, Bud, because they don't know how to communicate, they would rather run away from the problem, put a rug over the problem, and try to act like it's going to go away. They're so scared to face it face on because a lot of guys are afraid to lose women. They like, well, this is my first girlfriend in a long time. She's acting this way, and she keeps bringing up this one thing over and over again. And I know it's coming. So let me go ahead and do something else to kind of throw her off the scent, Bud.
Hey, the thing is, when you can predict fucked up shit, it's time to go. Because you're going to end up in trouble.
Yeah, it is time to go.
You got to look at stuff for what it really means, man, because it does that dream world that these guys are in does not really happen. I mean, some of that shit happens, but most of it don't. The happy ending, I mean, you could be happy and all of that throughout a whole bunch of years together, but it takes real work.
It does. All right, guys, got a question. Put a queue lines open, Bud. Let's move on to the next one, man.
All right. Now, when you start thinking about, you used to think about going to the fair and you going together. But now, when you think about shit like the fair or this particular outing, you kind of be thinking about going by yourself. When it's like that, see, you and her don't have no future no more. And you are more likely going to be unhappy if you go do these types of things with her. So what I'm saying is people be together when it's like that. They try to still make it work. I mean, I'm all for making it work, but I'm really not with, trying to force shit.
Yeah, trying to make things work. No, man, I don't know. Uh, I don't believe in all that marriage counseling bullshit. You should know, read the right. Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these young men, Bud, at the end of the day, they just can't accept it, and they don't. And the reason can't accept it is because they think they being alone and being by themselves is a bad thing, Bud. They think that, man, I don't want to sleep alone. I'd rather have somebody up under me that dogs me out than not have anybody at all and have this thing called a peace of mind, Bud.
Hey man, 95% of the time I'm by myself.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man.
And I'm perfectly satisfied. And I've had some people tell me, man, you need to get out a little more. Why? So I can pick up your fucking habits.
Yeah, what?
Motherfucker, I'm not getting out no more than I'm already getting out.
Hey, Bud, I try to tell these young men that they don't understand. They better enjoy all the alone time they have right now.
Goddamn
because
right.
When they start getting into this game and these women are going to be bugging the shit out of you, especially where we're not too far off in the distance of Thanksgiving, rolling to Christmas and New Year's and Valentine's Day. So I call it sucker me season, but they don't understand. They should be happy about the time they have right now by themselves, because when you get this game, everybody wants a piece of you, Bud. They want your time.
When you really about it, everybody want a piece of your time.
Wait.
And they calling and they asking questions that don't make sense. And most of them, you just be answering.
All right, I don't know if the Bible said that or not, but I don't know what is wrong with y'all guys. Where there's nothing, the problem. Okay, guys, there's nothing wrong with being alone, man. There's nothing wrong with it. And I don't understand why you guys cannot accept that you're okay by yourself. And why would you want to sit around and be with someone that doesn't respect you? Why be with someone that's going to mistreat you? Someone that's going to hit you? Someone that's going to dog you out? Man, it's crazy. But
you can't get from them what they can get from you.
Exactly. This guy has
in that shit, man. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. M has a question. He says, yeah, don't put that. They always trying to push everything on the Bible, man. Hey, listen, gentlemen, I'm saying, look, it is okay to be alone. Anyway, question right here. He says, when you're not where you want to be in life, how many hours should you be working a week? How much money would you? Well, M, here's the thing, okay? This is where you need to get off of your lazy fucking ass and call into the show. We cannot dissect this question the way we can if you call in and ask the question. We don't know anything about you. We don't know what the fuck you're doing. We didn't know when you graduate. We don't know if you're living with your mother. We don't know what the fuck is going on with you, brother. What? Oh my God, this is why the aliens don't attack us, bud. This is crazy.
Another thing that he need to understand is you ain't gonna ever be where the fuck you want to be in life if you can't answer a question like that yourself.
Yeah, you need to call in, young man, to explain yourself. We don't understand what do you mean, because it's not. Stop looking at how much money. We don't even know how old you are. We don't know anything about M. Look, M. If you really, really want the answer to the question, call in and talk to us, because we'll move on. There's no way we can answer this. There's too many other variables in this whole thing to answer that question, sir. So call in and we got you. Okay, listen. Baby girl, I guess your name's Pauline, because I guess it's a female. Young lady, let me explain something to you, okay? Can you please, with all due respect, keep the Bible out of what we're talking about
because we know you're still doing things that are going against the Bible. You're still fucking and doing things, and I'm not judging you, but stop all that, okay? Please stop that, okay? Please stop pushing your views. We don't, hey, there are people who have other religions, other views, and everything like that. So please stop pushing your agenda because we don't want to hear that shit. You have something to ask a question. But let's get to this guy.
His name is not Reverend Goddamn Dean.
Not at all. Motherfucking that. Exactly. But they do call me Jesus and God when I make that pussy rattle. But anyway, so Sean, if you got a question, go ahead and call in. But anyway, guys, let's continue. But let's move on to we got a call right here. Let's grab this area code 404. What's your name, sir? And what's your question?
That's him, ain't it?
No, I don't think it is. 404. What's your name, sir? And what's your question?
My name is Robert, and my question is: so if she want to, it's not really a question, but it's just I want your input. You feel me? So if she want to be on the phone with me all day, I understand. Like I shouldn't give a woman. You feel me? I don't know if I should. You feel me?
No, Robert. Wait, slow down, Robert. Slow down, Robert. How old are you, Robert?
I'm 21.
Okay, it's okay. Take a deep breath, young man. Don't stress. What? Okay, it's cool. It's all good, big guy. What's your question, buddy? Because you're going all on a long tangent. You're talking about cereal, then you switch to I don't know, pancakes to steak and eggs. So, what's your question, buddy? What's up? Go ahead. You're good. What's up?
So, if a woman want to be on the phone all day, is that a bad thing or?
What do you mean want to be on the phone all day with you?
Yeah. Like she want my.
I ain't talking on the phone past a couple of minutes.
Trying to get my energy drained by that.
Yeah, man, I ain't talking on the phone past a couple of minutes.
Yeah, why do you? Okay, wait a second. Should she be working? Why is she on the phone all day?
He's saying with him.
No, what I'm saying, but that's a problem. You don't see a red flag on that? That means she ain't doing shit. Don't you want a woman to do shit and be about? Okay, guys, y'all have to stop messing with what we call bottom of the barrel, low hanging fruit. Women who are not doing things with their lives. Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now hold on. Excuse me, Pauline, baby girl, don't you play with your pussy, Pauline. Where in the Bible when you're sticking something in your pussy? Where's that in the Bible, Pauline? When you're rubbing your pussy, when you're talking nasty, when you're pinching your nipple, Pauline. So, Pauline, please shut the fuck up. I'm being nice to you, but God damn it, shut your ass up. Nobody's moving away from anything. And who are you to say what these men are moving away from or not moving away from? When did you become the God Almighty person to tell what people are doing? Pauline, why don't you do this? Shut the fuck up. How about that, Pauline? I'm sorry, young man. Let's get back to you. Sometimes you got to correct women when they need correction. What I'm saying is, if a woman,
person that's supposed to be able to judge is a man above.
Okay, stop, young man. Focus. What I'm saying to you, big guy, is this. What I'm saying is, you've got to be able to read the room. You want women who are doing shit, who have a life and have things going for themselves. If you're talking to a woman and you're 21, how old is this young lady?
She's 20.
She's 20. Shouldn't she be doing something? Shouldn't she be at a job? Should she be working?
Yeah.
So if she's got all day to spend, that means she's at home doing nothing. Yes?
Yes, but it's not no ifs and buts about it. I'm not even sure if this is relevant, but I had the question about the kid earlier. And you was like, it don't matter.
I mean, okay, wait. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, now you're talking about, okay, there we go. All right, let's go back up. Let's back up. Hold on, wait, let's back up. No. Let's back up. Why did you care about a woman that has a kid? What does that matter?
The world get in my head, but I don't let it get in my head because
no, stop. You're lying. You're lying. I'm trying to prevent you from Bud to say you're lying. Stop it. The world is in your head. You got to own this shit. Guys, listen. You were talking to a master Windu motherfucker above me, all right? There is nothing that you guys can try to say and cover up, hide, and run away from that he cannot recognize in you. So it'd be better to just be honest versus lie. The world is already in your head, young man. because you allow the world to influence you. This man right here is not influenced by the world. He influences himself in the world. Listen to me. He is influencing himself in the world. You, young man, because you are not rooted in yourself, you allow the world to dictate how you should think and move. Bud, what say you, man?
I say you're telling him absolutely correctly.
Right.
If you don't, understand what you believe and what you want, then you're gonna be wondering, should you be doing what everybody say you should be doing? Which but if it ain't what you think, then fuck what somebody else think.
Right. And excuse me 1 second, young man. Hold on 1 second, young man. Now, wait, I want to say something to both M's. M29U, we appreciate what you're saying, but please, with all due respect, shut the fuck up, dog, because you ain't got no game. With all due respect. You, number M, number 2, let me say something to your motherfucking ass. How fucking dare you talk bad about somebody that's calling into the show trying to get help when your bitch ass was told to call in, and now you want to sit and laugh and judge somebody for calling in? Hey, guys, I want y'all to see why y'all lose with fucking women. You want to laugh at somebody who's trying to get help. You want to, no, you shut the fuck up, young man. We're not talking to you. You be quiet. We're talking to this motherfucker. What I'm saying, this is the problem with y'all motherfucking losers out here. Y'all want to sit around, give your opinions, but when you're told to call in to get help, you want to sit and laugh at another man that's doing more than you?
Hey, man, see, the thing is, they cannot help themselves.
This is crazy.
Punk motherfuckers is going to show up. You don't have to ask them to show up. They going to show up.
They're going to show up anyway. And this, y'all want to see why y'all can't get any pussy? Y'all want to see why y'all lose with women? Because instead of it being supportive, M, and recognizing, well, wow, that young man who asked the question earlier called in like a man and got help. So maybe he will inspire me to do the same thing. But instead, because you piece it down, you want to laugh at the man and you want to talk shit to him. We ain't going to let you do that in this room right here because we don't like bitches. This young man is being honest. This young man is talking. Well, what the fuck are you doing from the sideline? Like a little bitch with
getting help. This young man see he need help, asking for it, and you laughing at him.
And you laugh. And then, hey, guys, I keep telling y'all, as men, please stop putting emojis next to your fucking words. Put 100. If there's any emoji you're going to put next to your name, put 100. This is the most feminine, homosexual thing is wrong with you guys. Women should be the ones putting emojis next to words and statements and shit. Why the fuck are y'all grown-ass men putting emojis next to your statements like a fucking woman? That shit is crazy to me, bud.
Because them motherfuckers ain't got shit to say.
That is crazy. Put 100. If you want to put an emoji, just put 100. I'd rather than put that, bud, than a smiley face like a goddamn woman. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, back to you, young man. Young man, sorry, we had to give correction because we're not gonna let anybody tear you down for you having the balls to call in. Because we never want you to feel like, you know what, it's nerve-wracking to call in. I get it. And it's nerve-wracking to get punched in the chest like Bud and I do. We get it. But we're not gonna let anybody talk shit to you, dog. You know what I mean? So anyway, no, it's all good. So getting back to you, I understand. Listen, how much red pill stuff have you been looking at to worry about single mothers? It's okay. No, because you're looking at the baby versus the conversation with the woman.
You're right.
So can we okay, young man, listen. How can we give you a truth if you're living a lie? Just be honest, young man. We're not going to get mad at you if you tell the truth. I made it this far. Yeah, right. Listen, you said the world is in your head. That means you've been watching a lot of YouTube videos where people are telling you single mothers are terrible, baby this and baby that. Bud, what say you, man?
Man, I believe any woman with a kid can be just as cool as a woman that don't have no kids.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Long as you know, don't be fucking with the kid in any kind of way.
Yep.
You know, as long as you know that, as long as you show that, you should be cool. As long as you ain't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, don't make it about the kid, brother. Just make it about see if y'all are compatible and move from that point. You should not even discuss, see, or hear from the kid for months, rather years. She should not even listen, if a woman brings her kid around you, I would go and roll out, because that's not a good person. That's not a good parent. A woman should never bring her child around a stranger. And these are things that we keep telling you. You've got to be able to notice things around, especially a woman at 20 years old, not working and want to be on the phone all day. That's a problem. Does that make any sense?
That's a big problem.
Big problem.
Right now.
Okay. All right. So, do you have any other questions, buddy?
No, I don't. I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep
Hey,
doing
man,
what y'all
look,
do.
hey, listen, hey, again, props to you, young man. And we do, listen, we might be tough on you, but at the end of the day, what you did is showing it's very courageous. What's that?
If a man can't handle this, if a man can't handle the shit y'all talk, man, they don't need to sit down. You feel me?
Well,
kick rocks. This is shit that nigga need, man. This shit build a nigga's character. You feel me?
Well,
like it's deeper than that.
Well, we're trying to teach you a new language.
Yes, sir.
Dashti nu para katai nisto ba gai.
Knock talk bop.
By yatai ka na pussy ngatai ma.
Oh, no, I ain't tripping about that. Never that.
All right. So we just want to let you know. All right, brother. All right, man. We'll throw you in. Good call, young man. All right. All right. Respect to you. Respect to you. Okay. Yes. All right. So, anyway, guys, I got a question. Go ahead and put a Q. We got y'all covered. Call in. Mr. 92, why don't you call in so we can give you correction? Because apparently you think you know more than what you know. And sometimes those who have game know that you don't know a motherfucking thing. So why don't you call in? Let's go and grab this call right here. Area code 206. What is your name, sir? And what's your question?
Hello?
What's your name, sir? And what's your question?
Yeah, hi. My name is Muhammad. Steve, how are you?
What's going on, Muhammad?
Not as much, trying to get this off my chest real quick. Hoping you guys can help me.
Okay, what's your question, Muhammad?
The question is, what's the mindset that goes into when you're leading the thing? When you're leading the girl, because I know it's very much so about you and like I, in a way. But what's like the mindset that goes into leading?
Wait a minute. What are you asking? Do you suppose to have a particular mindset when you go to meet a girl for the first time?
No, let's say you guys are in a relationship, but like as far as like leading the relationship goes.
Wait, what do you mean in a relationship? Why would you be in a relationship? Okay, wait, young man. You're not in a relationship, are you, right now, are you?
I am.
I would get the fuck out. You want to know why?
Why?
Okay, and I'm not being a dick here. I'm dead serious. If you do not have a relationship with yourself, how the fuck are you going to have a relationship with somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
How? We. Okay, you understand that means that the woman is leading the relationship because you don't have any leadership skills.
Yes, I do understand what you're coming from.
How long have you been in a relationship for?
And just under a month.
Okay, how long have you known her for?
4 months.
Why are you in a relationship with someone after 4 months, buddy?
Genuinely like them as a person.
You like them as a person, but you don't know that person.
I think we both made the intention of, getting to know each other a little bit more, and then,
Wait. Getting to know what? They always say this, but I'd like to know that. Getting to know what?
The person that I'm dealing with.
But, okay, all right, so let me ask you a question. Okay, so what's her resume? What is her resume?
Meaning?
What's a resume? I mean, if you're a company, right?
Yeah.
Are you just going to hire somebody off the street?
No. No.
So what's her resume? Have you done your background checks? Why is she worthy to be in a relationship with you?
Someone that sees me for who I am, you know.
Well, wait, then who are you? You don't even know who you are. Remember, you're asking the question. Okay, before I throw the bud, you're talking to people that think. Okay, so don't get it wrong. We our minds are like this, bud. But
that's why I'm calling in.
Right,
you know,
no,
I need
yeah, it's all good, young man. But I'm not trying to put pressure on you. But
no
these are the things that y'all should know about yourselves before you even get into a relationship. So, but what say you, sir?
Well, the thing is, man, what are you trying to where do you want to lead her to?
Yes, where do you want to lead her to?
I want to lead her to because my end goal is honestly just marriage. So I'm just
whoa, wait. Oh, okay, look. Okay, son.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You brought up marriage before, that you want to be married one day. Yes, I'm sure you did. Come on.
With her?
Yes.
No.
So why are you bringing it up with us?
That's something I've been thinking on my own, but like I just wanted to see how I would lead things.
How?
But I understand that's not. Yeah, I have to know myself more before I can even do all that.
Okay, wait. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay.
We're turning 27 this year.
So let me explain this man above me, this Mace Windu motherfucker above me, okay?
Dean, but Dean, what I'm not understanding how you could tell this guy he can't want to fall for whoever he fall for.
Well, because
X amount of time.
Well, no, I'm explaining to you. I'll explain to you. Give you an example. Okay. But you're married to Rosebud Bitter Dose. You love Rosebud Bitter Dose. And because you know who you are, what you are, and why you are, no matter how long of a relationship or a marriage you're in, you're not going to hang around with somebody that is not worth being around you. Meaning that because you're connected to you, you know when to go out. You know, like the Kenny Rogers. You know how to hold them. You know how to fold them. You know how to walk away and run, right? But
yeah, but Dean, that comes with experience in living. These guys are young enough to be having their first real relationship. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I can't tell. I wouldn't try to tell somebody how fast.
I'm not telling them how fast. But I'm saying is, okay, listen, okay, he's got his heart on his sleeve, and he doesn't realize it. He's thinking marriage so bad. He's trying to rush things through to get to that point, and he doesn't even know himself to get to the point that he's getting at.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I believe if a motherfucker do what he believes or want to do, he can't be wrong.
Okay, let's find out. But why does he want? If he knows his why, I'll shut the fuck up. Caller, why?
Yeah.
Why do you? Now wait. Let me ask you a question. Do you think this woman is marriage material or something?
I think we can get there.
You think you can get there? See that? But wait,
yeah.
You think you can get there?
Like I said, I'm trying to see how I can.
Hold on, excuse me one second. Hold on, time over a second. Look, big dog. Please shut the fuck up. No, hold on, excuse me. M292. Stop doing this effeminate shit. You just said at 11:43 a statement. Why are you posting it 2 minutes later like a fucking bitch? We see what the fuck you saying. Shut the fuck up, please, man. You're acting like, bud, you see this motherfucker's doing? The motherfucker's over here repeating, copying, and pasting what he's saying because we hear what you're saying, man. We don't give a fuck what you think. So please shut the fuck up, man. God damn, dog. You showing that you act like a fucking girl. Look at
hey, Dean, I keep telling people and they don't believe it. When you speak, you show who you fucking are.
Exactly. Hey, everybody, look, gentlemen, I want to show everybody these are teachable moments. At 11:43 my time, which is 9:43 Bud's time, he posted this.
And then because we didn't answer him 2 minutes later, he's going to post the same fucking thing. Please shut the fuck up. Please. Anyway, back to you, caller. Go ahead. You got it, young man.
Sorry, where were we at again?
Okay, we're at you say you think you can get there.
Yeah.
Why do you think you can get there?
Because it's someone that caters to me. So
wait, it's someone that does what?
That caters to me.
How does she cater to you?
Just whenever I need something or like.
What do you need?
Just someone to, be by my side.
No,
like,
wait. I don't know. Wait, no.
Hey, man, catering to you and being by your side is two different things.
Thank you. Thank you, bud. Yeah. That's my whole point. So, big dog, what are you talking about? Cater to what?
My sexual needs, you know what I mean? I don't have to say anything. Always.
Okay, guy. Okay. Do you understand how relationships work? They're going to fucking give you the pussy early because they're all excited until they realize what you actually are. Like we talked about before, bud, because you don't know how to create an emotional connection with the woman. She's going to roll the fuck out. So don't get it wrong. Everything is going good right now. Hey, bud, that's how most relationships starts, going up, right?
They all start off going good and getting better.
But even with the sex part, like I never really rushed it. I just took my time with it, and that just came naturally with it. So.
Oh my gosh, you running game on you, dog. You're not. You think you're the one leading this thing? Okay, Bud, can you explain to him what a mark is? A
mark is somebody. A mark is somebody that you see a goal in. And through this, using this mark, you're going to get to this goal. It could be money. It could be a business. It could be whatever your goal is to get. But if you see somebody to get it, that's your mark.
Yeah, so let's go pool terms. Let's say we're in a pool hall, okay? Bud knows how to play pool very well. Because I gave him a bunch of pool balls years ago. He still has them, I hope. So the thing is,
man, in my closet.
The thing is this. Bud knows how to play. And someone that knows how to play can recognize someone who can't play. Not by how he moves, but what's around him. So if I walk into a pool hall, okay, now I can play pool, but I can't fuck with Bud on that level. I could probably hang, but he's better at pool than I am. I can admit that. But he's going to recognize.
Used to be.
Yeah, but you're going to recognize that. Look, my chalk, that's going to be brand new. I'm gonna have a nice shiny case, bud. and
$1,900 pool cue.
Right. And what Bud's gonna do, Bud's gonna come over there and say, let's rack them up, right? And Bud is gonna let me keep winning. Because Bud knows he's not gonna get to the agenda until he got me to a point thinking that I'm the winner. Until he asks what he really wants. And that's how Bud gonna walk away with my pool sticks, my keys, my wallet.
It don't really go like that no more, but that's how it used to go, man.
Yeah, that's how it used to go. I'm just saying, when you're
that's how it used to go, man. But now, motherfucker, let you win one, I win two. Let you win one, I win three.
Right. So a woman is gonna let you feel like you're the man in the relationship. But she's actually the one. She's being Geppetto to your Pinocchio.
Hey, Dean, that passive aggression is really something. That's what women use.
Yes, exactly.
You think you're getting what you want, but then really you doing what she wants.
Right. So there's an agenda. There's an end game, and you don't see it. Because listen, what you're saying. What you're saying. She is doing these things to me. She should be saying those things about you. Saying she comforts me. She makes me feel good, Bud. Under me. She makes me feel whole. She makes me feel important. Come on, dog. You don't even know that motherfucking woman like that, man.
Hey, man, if she do all that, don't let her stop doing any of it.
Because if she ain't, don't let her stop.
Because she ain't gonna be shit to you.
Damn.
Hey, man, you setting yourself up for a life of hurt.
Has she told you she loved you yet?
No.
more so like likes. So
No, she ain't saying she loves you. That's what he asked you.
Yeah.
She ain't said it, and you know it.
Dang.
Wait till she say,
Hey, dude, you can't fool yourself. I mean, you can't fool me either. But I'm saying, why would you try to fool yourself?
okay, big guy. So what's your question, buddy? What's your question, man?
No, I was gonna say, man. Honestly, I just wanna be a student of the game. I need to learn.
No, you're talking about being leading, right? Leading a relationship, right?
Yeah, leading. That was the original question. Yeah.
So what is that you want?
The original
I want to be
question.
in control.
If you say you want to lead her, you gotta want to lead her somewhere.
Where do you want to lead her, buddy? Where do you want to lead her?
Where do I want to lead her? Oh, 1 second. Sorry.
That's how fake you are, man.
I told you I'm undefeated, bud.
What I'm saying is, don't lead her as to what the fuck you think.
He'll answer what 2 + 2 is, but you don't know where you want to lead her. Where do you want to lead her, young man?
Yeah, just to be more so in my life than
to be in your life. How? Why? In what way?
I want to be a need for her.
Wait, dog, you ain't a need to yourself. What are you talking? Wait, look, dog, listen.
You want her to need you? You said.
No, but what he's saying is, all right, but what he's saying is the need to help you out. He used one of my terminologies. He wants the woman to feel how women feel about us to him. But he ain't got no game. So again, bud, he wants a woman to want to be with him in every kind of way without doing nothing at all.
See, the thing about people like me and Steve, we do what we do so easily. It looked like all you got to do is want to take the pill. But in reality, you got to prepare your body to take this pill. You got to prepare your mind to take this pill, because if you took this pill without being prepared, you're going to fuck everything up.
Oh my God, that was fire, nigga. That was fire. That was fire, man. Oh man, dog. You hear what he's saying, young man? So again, you don't know how to lead yourself. So how are you asking a woman to follow you?
The thing is, if you wanted to go to San Francisco, you would have to get on the freeway that's leading that way. You cannot go up to Los Angeles, down to Los Angeles direction, thinking you're going to San Francisco.
Right, or go towards Texas.
No, that shit is wrong. So what I'm saying is, when you doing something correctly, you'll get the benefit from it. But when you simply quoting something about doing shit correctly, you don't deserve nothing. You don't deserve no more than you getting, and you don't know where you want to lead her to. So how can you want to know something that's going to allow you to lead her? You're going to lead her to where I want you to lead her to? Because that's my crib. If you're going to lead her to where I want you to lead her to, do you get the point?
Yeah, I get the point.
What is it? What is the point, bro?
What is the point? And just say, I don't know the point.
My understanding is, you have to know myself to know where I'm going, to be able to know where I want to take her.
Hey, that's what we've been trying to tell you, bro. If you know you wouldn't need to ask them fucking questions, or that particular question.
Which means, what do you think is going to happen once she finds it out? We're not trying to date you. What happens when the woman finds out that you don't have the leadership skills that she needs in a man? What do you think she's going to do?
Walk away.
They always do, don't they?
Hey, bro, what's going to be fucked up is you going to know why. Hey, usually they walk away and you don't know why. But when you know why, it's more hurting. So, bro, listen. What you need to do is forget all that leadership. You ain't trying to lead her nowhere. You're using the wrong words and giving you the wrong idea of what you're trying to do. You just want to be happy.
I was mistaken.
You just want to be happy with baby.
Yeah.
You want to accept her the way she is, and you need to accept that that's what you want. You could hear some of the shit we talk, and you could desire some of it, but you ain't qualified to get it.
Yeah. So
how do I become qualified?
Well, wait.
You qualified to have your woman. So I think you qualified for that, but you trying to make more out of it than you should. She's not somebody that's gonna cater to you, or
she's
you
not.
Want her to cater to you because you don't have the personality to appreciate being catered to.
Well, you know what, real quick, bud, it goes back to what we were discussing early on. And what's going to happen is she's feeling things for you right now, young man, but there is no emotional connection with her. And if a woman doesn't feel seen by a man, it is going to turn her off.
On that note, I did. She wrote me a letter not long ago, and that was another thing she said in there. It was like, I see her.
Okay, young man, listen to me. I keep trying to. Do you know what goggle eyes that women have when they first meet you guys?
Yeah.
Hey, goo eyes.
Yeah, goo eyes. So, Carl, let me explain something to you, okay?
Yeah.
For every relationship out there that is ended, no matter what it's been in, is it chaos or arguments or hatred or anything like that? You understand it started off with Google eyes? You understand it started off with, oh my God, you're the most amazing person. I'm really connected with you. I really enjoy all this stuff. Until she recognizes you're not a man. And then what happens is she's going to be disappointed in you. Not in you and herself for being, oh, I can't believe I was so gullible. This guy is like everybody else. He just lied better.
Yeah, man. So what you need to really do is develop yourself.
Yes.
Develop yourself, man. But start to where you believe what you think. Because right now, bro, you don't believe what you think because you tell yourself too many lies.
Yeah. Now, this young lady said something great. She said having feelings for you is not the same as feeling you. Think about that.
That is true.
That's true like a motherfucker because, hey, bud, they feel us. And call her. Not with googly eyes.
Sorry?
They don't feel us with googly eyes. They feel us.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
They feel us. We make their body warm.
Oh, man. Hey, tingle, butterflies, all that good shit. All the stuff that y'all should be doing. And look, they make you feel that shit. We make them feel that. They make you feel nervous. They make you have butterflies. They make you go through all those ups and downs. That's not how it should go. It should be the opposite, young man.
Gotcha. And then to get to out there, is it like you're saying, just develop myself?
No, but again, here's the question.
Yeah.
That's me saying, okay, now watch this. You scrape your knee. I'm operating on you, but I'm not a doctor. Hey, I built myself up to be a doctor. Are you gonna let me operate on you?
No.
Why? But I built myself up to be one. I told myself I'm a doctor. I conjured up in my head, I'm a doctor. So give me some, hey, bud, he scraped his knee. Give me some peanut butter, hot sauce, a butter knife, and I don't know, a Twix candy bar.
And a stapler.
No, bud. Remember that glue we had when we was kids that had the knob, the squishy knob when you were like in kindergarten and you had this special kind of glue? Oh,
man.
So young man, are you gonna let me operate on you?
No.
Why? But why?
because you say you are doesn't mean you are.
Right. So listen what you're
You don't have
saying.
the knowledge.
So right, you don't have the knowledge. So how do you get the knowledge? Do you get the knowledge by trying to figure it out yourself or becoming a student of the game?
Student of the game.
Well, then there you go. So there should not be a how. It's a question of when. When are you going to become? Not how do I become? Because you won't be able to become. Does that make sense?
I get that. Yeah, it does make sense.
Well, we try to make sense sometimes, young man. Okay. Do you have any other questions before we let you go?
That's it for now. But I do want to get in contact because, like I said, I want to know.
Okay.
The game. I want to learn the game.
All right. We'll get in contact with one of us, and you got our information, and we'll move from there. Okay, big guy.
All right. Sounds good. Is this email?
Well, you look at the board. You see the emails right there. You see my email. You see Bud's email. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Thank you. Good call, buddy. Thank you very much. We'll throw you back in. All right, guys. Last round of questions, guys. We're about to wrap this one up. Let me see. I want to make sure that we got all the questions here. Yeah, got all the questions, guys. If you have a question, go ahead and ask real quick. We got y'all. But guys, always remember at the end of the day, when it comes to women, I understand that a lot of you guys don't understand yourselves enough to be able to communicate yourselves. All of this is going to happen. Your relationships are always going to be doomed if you make it just about sticking yourself in a hole or something like that. Okay. This person has a question. He says, what age you start going down on girls? Sir, it doesn't matter. Sir, listen. What's very important here, young man, is stop trying to be like other men and learn how to be your own man. Regardless of what we tell you on this panel on that, is not going to help you one way or another. Last call, 954. What is your name, sir, and what's your question? 954 going once. 954 going twice. 954 last time. All right. So anyway, let's get back to this person. He says, what is the difference between feelings and, well, that's the question. See, the thing is that, all right, thanks. So a lot of you guys don't understand. Women can recognize men who know what they're doing, and women can recognize fake frauds and phonies, because a lot of you guys always have this agenda, and they see when you're lied to them. See, women want to feel, again, that's something that Bud and I were talking about early on real quick before we wrap this up. This is why we were talking about more of a connection. You guys do not know how to connect with women on a level that goes beyond you spreading their ass cheeks apart. That's why they will never feel you, because all you want to do is just feel what's between their legs. You're not making any kind of connection, Bud. What say you on this, Bud?
So I would think, since we're talking about connection, I would think that these guys would understand that they need to practice talking. They need to practice what we're talking about.
Yes.
So the point I'm trying to make is you're not going to suddenly gain a lot more words to say. You could build up to the words that you use over a period of time. And let's say you use 50, 60 words to make a particular comment. You could use 300 words at a point if you build up to it. So I think what you need to do, all of you, is practice talking, elaborating on whatever statement you make. Don't let it be said or concluded in one sentence.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this show up, gentlemen. We appreciate each and every one of you guys out there. And if y'all need us, get at us. Rosebud's information is above you. Mine is below. And guys, we appreciate you all. And we will see you guys next Monday. All right. We out. You have a good one. Peace.
Be cool. Hey, Dean.